Hello?
Welcome back to Solynod Hex, everybody. Today we are holding session 263, and today's session is sponsored by our patrons. Thank you, patrons, for your generous pledges.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We wouldn't have dynamic lighting without you. Players at this time, go ahead and select your main character's token, and then hold the shift key, if you will, and double-click that token to open up your character sheet. And go ahead and give yourself 200 points for showing up on time. Thank you very much for showing up on time. I really appreciate it, and I hope that bonus covers it. When last we left our heroes, they had traveled to Enervia City from the Great Below via... what was that spell called?
Dimensional folding.
Via dimensional folding. Cast by Varen himself. And Varen and the rest of the circus had once visited Enervia City alongside Thrashim, the dwarf priest of Baronar Truesilver, who was one of the original founding members of the circus, and they had an adventure while in the city, and Varen remembered how large and facilitated the city was, and so decided to bring the party back there via dimensional folding. Let's see, when we left off, we had just finished... Did we finish Varen's turn, and we were about to do Leifon Show's turn?
I think we were on Vern's turn.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was on Vern's turn because he was actually purchasing a sword.
Okay, so I believe Varen is actually inside the bar at the Red Carpet Inn.
Yep.
Okay.
Baron's literally just drinking ale right now.
Yeah, Varen and his boys, Raymond, Onros, Lazarus, and Dean Dorvo, the dwarf high priest of what was that god's
Moradin.
name? Moradin, that's right. Okay. So first up is Varen and company.
Yep, they're just drinking.
All right. And it looks like some of the NPCs in the bar are slightly... Oh! Yeah. Okay. Next up is Leifon Show, who is about to close a deal with a tradesman on... chain. 10-foot long chain.
So how's chain quality?
He puts it in your hands, and it seems to be sort of like a run-of-the-mill chain. It's not... Wait, no, you paid extra. That's right. Okay. Yeah, it's a high-quality chain. So it's well balanced for striking. That's right. It gives you a +1 to hit. So it's a chain of high quality. +1 to hit. And you put the +1 in the weapon table itself under... attack adjustment. So like this chain, and it'll be strength and damage checkbox, attack adjustment +1, and you can fill out the rest. The stats for a chain are in rules, etc., gear and equipment, weapon and armor data, and I'll show that to players. So you can find chain on there. So go ahead and fill that in. Chain of
Okay.
quality +1 to 8. Alright, next up is Calamar and Company.
Yeah, I'm still. You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm still reading. I'm gonna read the scrolls and stuff that we have, and I'm gonna praise and identify everything. So if he has identified or praised, you know what to find. Yeah. And this is, I think I read like, yeah, but wait.
Let's see, yeah, Calamar's Read Magic is going right now, and you had, I think you were reading an 8-page scroll, and you just started reading as well. So as soon as it gets down to 4 rounds left, then I'll let you know what was on that scroll. Or
yeah,
am I?
that makes, is it 8 pages? It'll be right. Okay.
Or was it, when you cast Read Magic, does it have 20 rounds on it? Yeah, it does, because you're a level 10 wizard. Okay. So, that means that this round you would find out what the scroll is.
Yay! I like scrolls.
You're actually Thief 11, Mage 11. Okay. Read Magic maxes out at level 10. That's why. Okay. And what was the scroll that you were reading? I remember that it was 8 pages.
It's the first scroll where you have to make scroll one.
Which room was it from?
I
So, the circus, PC party upkeep, treasure hoards, Ilsenstein temple. And I'll show that to players. Any idea which scroll it was? Where it was from?
You asked me yesterday. You asked me. Scroll one. Says the other. I'm sorry.
So from your notes, can you see what scroll it was?
Look. I don't.
Because otherwise it's just going to be a blank scroll.
Did we lose someone? Oh, they're back.
Pardon? I'm back. What?
Any idea where the scroll came from?
Scroll. I have it listed as 2 arcane scrolls. Now, I do have it listed after I got my after the dress.
What
and after
part of the dungeon? What part of the dungeon did you get? Do you remember? Shannon?
I'm 3. That's where it is.
Say
And it's wing northwest.
again.
It's in scroll 1 is
It's North Wing chest. And there was scroll 1 and scroll 3, both came from there. So I guessed as a scroll 1.
Okay, which chest in North Wing, though? Was it the east or west?
West, I guess? Yeah, because everything else from here came from the west.
No, there's no...
Okay, then it must have come from the east then. I thought it was...
There's no 8-page scroll in there.
All it says is North Wing, Northwest chest.
North Wing, northwest. Okay. And scroll 3, you said?
It was scroll 1.
Scroll 1.
But it might have been 3. I mean, you know, whichever is 8 pages.
Okay. It's actually 3 pages. So,
Oh, okay.
it is a level 8 spell called Autoluke's Telekinetic Sphere.
Called what?
Autoluke's Telekinetic Sphere.
Oh, man. Okay.
So I'll put that in chat. And I guess you
And it's like
have,
arcane.
you have 5 more rounds to read scrolls. Do you have any other scrolls to read?
I have scroll 3. Yeah, scroll 3.
Scroll 3 from the same chest?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is one wizard spell, and it is level 3 wind wall.
Wind wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So you finished
and
both of those?
That Autoluke's Telekinetic Sphere, that was 3 spells on there.
There are 3 spells. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So three copies of Autoluke's Telekinetic Sphere, and then there's 1 copy of Wind Wall, which is a level 3 wizard spell. Okay, so now you have 4 rounds to catch up. Do you have any other scrolls to read?
I don't believe we do. Let's let me just scroll through real quick. But when I'm done with this, I'm gonna start getting ready to identify stuff. But he does, when he's done with the reading, he wants to take a second and go. Tarana, I'm going to be in here for a while, and I'm going to be identifying objects. So you can go on and go find the others, or you can stay here. It's up to you. And she says, "Oh, good. I definitely want to get out of here. So I'll see you later, buddy." And off she goes.
She would never call him buddy. She would call him dear. She's actually in love with him.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay,
No,
dear.
that's
I'll go meet your friends, and I hope they like me. Eee! But yeah, you'll learn more about her as I get to play her. But yeah, I have an idea of how she's gonna play. All right.
Yeah.
That'll do me.
Okay, dear calamar of mine. I don't want to go outside in the sun because it will hurt my eyes, but I will see you in the bedroom later, perhaps?
Calamar, like, you can see in his little face a little blush. He starts to blush a little. He's like, okay. Because it'll be a while, because I have to identify all this stuff, and this takes a long time. But yeah, after that, I'll meet you in the back.
Okay, and we've got. Alright, Stormcaller would be next, but he is, he isn't here today. He was, really tired. And then Gromnar, okay. All right. Next up is Asher and Company.
I have not found my character. Is my token supposed to be in the tavern, or if it out there?
It's right
There
here.
it is. Thank
Yep.
you.
So you basically you come walking up to the tavern and you can see Varen's company inside and some other surly characters. Karen Glor is sitting at a table alone. And then there is a man tending bar. He's sort of whispering sweet nothings to this good wife sitting at the bar. And then, let's see, I think Calamar's mother would be with him. The dead mother, that is. And then,
Right. I was like, wait a minute, what did I miss?
Yeah, his body's with us. And I meant to mention to everybody on my turn that I'm identifying stuff, so in case I didn't, I want to say that. So.
Yeah. And then there's, in the back of the bar, you can see a city official and his bodyguard are sitting at the table alone. They're sort of watching the other patrons in the bar. He appears to be like a tax collector type. He's got a small box of gold that he seems to be counting.
All right. Asher's gonna walk in, or Asher's gonna stop. It looks like Gromnar's here, and ask and say, Gromnar, how are you? How are you feeling? You still look a little banged up.
Grumnar be better after food and sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, come on in, man. Do you have money? I can buy you a bowl of soup, and don't have to pay me back until you're more flush with cash, because it's gonna happen, man.
He gives us little sack of shake and says Grumnar still have lots of shiny silver coins.
Asher puts an arm around his shoulders, or she's probably too low. Asher puts an arm around his waist and says, "All right, man, this is my kind of company."
I think Asher called them plat.
Oh yeah, those are the good kind.
Grumnar have a lot. Grumnar carry from chest, remember?
Okay, Asher kind of puts a finger to her lips and says, "You don't want to say that too loud in the city, okay? We'll keep that like a secret."
Grumnar good at secret.
Cool. And then Asher's gonna walk in.
Okay.
Grumnar keeps secret of spoon that dig hole in.
She's gonna come up and ask Karen Glor, "You care if I take a seat and get a little bit of wine and food?"
Karen Glor looks you up and down, and he says, "Of course you may sit with me. It would be my pleasure, though I prefer the environs of the forest. to these here.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in the city, so you stick with me and I'll keep you safe.
Very well.
And Asher sits down and kind of looks around to see if someone is about to serve her or if she's going to have to go track down her own food and drink.
There is a good-looking girl comes over. Let's see, she's
And Asher kind of waves a hand and says, "Hey, darling. What you guys got? You have any stew or anything hot? I haven't had a hot meal in a while."
I should interrupt because you weren't here last week. Calamar just paid for everybody to get some food.
Oh, thank you.
It'll be ready but his food is not going to be ready, so you might want to get a little something. But yeah, we're going to eat.
Okay.
There was a dark he-elf that came through just a few minutes ago who paid for 10 people to participate in the banquet that'll be ready at 5 o'clock.
What time is it now? Oh, 2 o'clock.
Just
that
a
sounds...
little before 3, I think.
Wow, okay, that does sound good. Maybe just a little bread and a glass of wine. And she kind of whispers to Karen Glor, "Last time I was in the city, I got a little tipsy, which is not really my style. So you gotta have some food with it, you know."
Of course. I am a little worried that not all of the Dark He Elves' friends will be able to participate. It looks like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Not enough people have paid.
How much is it gonna cost for me to get a hot plate of food when it comes?
The banquet is 1 gold per person.
Asher kind of mutters under her breath, like, "Oh, everybody else gets free food, and I'm gonna pay. This is like bass backwards." And so she fishes out a piece of gold and holds it out, but she doesn't release it. She says, "While we're at it, like I need to get a bath, like sooner rather than later. What can you tell me about the arrangements?"
Well, 10 of our beds were rented out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm afraid we're all full up for the night. They were all rented by the Dark He Elf named Calamar. I don't know if he intended to bed you for the night, but...
And Asher kind of winks and says, "If you're interested."
Who, me?
Sure, yeah. Pretty thing like you.
And she
starts to blush, and she kind of like looks down at her shoes.
Varen laughs.
And Asher puts the gold piece in her hand and closes her fingers over it and says, "You just give it some thought, while I'm having some wine and bread and some stew. Maybe after I get a bath, you'll see. I can understand why you wouldn't want to." She kind of smells herself. Ugh, right now, but later.
As you close your hand over hers, you feel a wedding ring.
And Asher says really low, like,
And she looks over at the bartender and then back at you.
oh, okay.
That raggedy ass man at the bartender. Yeah.
Okay. I won't say anything else, but you know.
Oh my god.
I know.
What is it with the elves in this party? That's all I can say.
Yeah.
As
She's
it goes,
cute, though, come on.
you see, elves are the thirstiest race on Solynod Hex. The problem is that they're too busy fluttering about, which is why humans still outnumber them. Not that they're willing, they're just too afraid to get down to it.
What's the penalty, the reaction penalty for gray elves?
I think it's -3 for non-elves.
For
Let me
non-elves,
double check.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hope you have hikers to counter that, because I can tell you right now, Grey Elf reaction penalties are a nightmare.
So far, yes.
I think I ate it all up when I got that 2 when I tried to get Alluvio, and ever since then it's been roll. Nobody likes anybody.
She gives you the gold back, and she says, "If you weren't involved in this adventurer group, I'd have you hanged for that."
Asher kind of looks down at the table and shakes her head and looks over at Karangor and says, "Man, you know, some people, you just try your best."
Okay. Next up is Gromnar and Company.
Sorry, had a 5-year-old singing in the background. And you know, the big, burly, bloody, bruised up ogre just kind of follows Asher in, but you know, he has the idea that the bar is where he should be, and he kind of looks at the guy back there, and Gromnar hungry, dirty.
Oi, I'm Barkeep Lardwick. Welcome to my red carpet inn and stables. What can I get you, ogre boy?
Gromnar tired, Gromnar hungry, Gromnar dirty. What you?
Well, in about 2 hours the banquet will be ready. It's 1 gold per man, but you're quite more than a man, so it'll be 2 gold for you. Not that it's because you're an ogre and all, but it's because you're so quite larger than I am. You get me? No offense.
Well, Gromnar had interesting food, and Gromnar curious about your food. Is it dark human food?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have roasted chickens, roasted mutton, roasted beef roast, and roasted pork legs. Yeah.
And Gromnar kind of looks around, and he sees Asher, and he says, No. Human like her, and he points at her, but dark, like I don't know, darker.
Oh, you mean what an elf eats?
No. Gromnar try food that was human like her, but dark, and Gromnar wonder if you have food like that, but not dark and not tasty.
Wait a minute, Mr. Ogre, sir. You're not asking me to cook up a dark elf and serve it to you, are you?
What dark elf?
You know, one of them drows. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Drow, them the dark humans that Gromnar killed lots of. Yes, Gromnar tried them. They know.
Cool. You're asking for the flesh of a dark elf in my establishment?
No. Gromnar tried that. That no taste good. Gromnar want different.
So what are you asking for then?
Gromnar ask what you have.
Well, I already said roast chickens, roast pigs, roast beef.
And Gromnar at this point is completely frustrated with the lack of confidence that this barkeep has, and he just kind of slaps himself in the forehead, shakes his head, sighs, and says, "Okay, Gromnar like."
Say again.
Asher, I think Gromnar needs a little help.
Does Asher overhear this?
Is just totally not understand.
Does Asher overhear this?
Oi, Miss Gray.
But Grognar's not anywhere near quiet.
Are you hearing this? And you heard every bit.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Gromnar, you want to join us over here? And we can order together. For some reason, this lady didn't want to take my money for the feast, so come on over and we can.
I think
I'll have a meeting.
I think your ogre pal wants to eat an elf. I think.
No, for sure not.
No, Asher, Gromnar want eat human. Gromnar tried dark humans in temple and they no taste good. Gromnar want try other.
Yeah, no, I have a different idea. Why don't we have some bread and that'll sate our appetite for a little bit while we kind of think about what we do want to eat. We'll just have some wine and some bread, and we'll think a little bit about what we want to eat, and that way we'll be ready when the time comes.
Okay, but Mr. Ogre Sir, does Gromnar want meat what says oink oink, bok bok bakok, or moo when it's alive?
Gromnar like meat that say don't kill me.
Oh my god.
Asher shakes her head. Gromnar, that's kind. You remember when we talked about secrets? That's the sort of thing that we don't talk about in the city. Kind of like that other thing. That's just what happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon, man.
But Asher, he asked what Gromnar want. Gromnar just tell.
That's true, and I appreciate your honesty. It's something I always try to live up to myself. But in this case, I think that we're really going to get the most out of our stay here if we eat, like chickens and cows and stuff. But that's not to say that you'll never get to try other things, but let's just keep that on the down low.
And he just kind of gives out a big heaving ogre sigh. And Asher knows how Gromnar wrong so far. Gromnar, but you keep promised. You let Gromnar try other kind human.
If they try to kill us, you eat whatever you want, man.
Okay. And he'll reach in his pouch and fish out a couple of gold of his own and hand it to Asher because he doesn't seem to think that this barkeep knows what he's doing.
Asher pulls out one of her own gold and holds up the 3 and says, feast for us.
Gromnar still don't understand why barkeep asked Gromnar what Gromnar want and then get mad when Gromnar want.
And Asher says real low, I think he's a little racist.
But Gromnar humans, just like him.
So
I know, man.
the good wife Lardwick comes over to take your money.
Okay.
And that's was that the 2 gold from Gromnar?
2 gold, 2 from Gromnar and 1 from Asher.
Okay, so 3 total. And she goes like over across here. There's actually a fireplace, and it looks like there's like a roasting pig and a couple chickens on a rotisserie, and like a rack of or just a big old leg of beef, like this huge shank or something, I guess you'd call that. Let's see, fireplace.
And then in true Gromnar fashion, he's going to look at Karen Lore and ask him, Karen Lore, you want to learn to use real sword? And, oh, Asher, you think they have good drinks here that make Gromnar...
Oh, to make you feel better?
Like drink you gave?
Probably not, but this is going to be a good source of information, so if they have, like, a healer or an alchemist or something, I bet they know where we could find one, and then we can get a lot of good drinks. Maybe carry them around with us or something.
Yeah, yes, because you see, and he starts pointing to all the different bumps and scrapes and bruises. Gromnar's still very, very, very hurt, and Gromnar no feel from her.
Yeah, I see, and we definitely want to get you patched up.
And gives her kind of a stage whisper, and Gromnar may just need wash blood off. Maybe humans not scared of Gromnar then.
I think it would help.
Oh, you know what? Actually, this is the dance floor. Here is the fireplace. Boom. Right there. Alright. So Varen's polymorph still has quite a bit of time. Varen's followers polymorph quite a bit of time. Time now is 2:48 p.m. on 28th of December, 10:85. Calamar's blue dot levitation is still going. That's on his mother. The read magic spell on Calamar still has some time to go. First up is Velcane and Company.
Okay. Gravel is gonna make his way back to where the donkeys are to drop off the weapons he bought.
Okay, anything else from Velcane and Company?
Nope, that's all.
Alright, next up is Varen and Company.
Yeah, Baron will turn his chair around. He'll say, "Hey, Gromnar, you kind of look bad. Come here for a minute." Oh, Paul, Jeremy?
Yes, I am just not sure if I have to wait until Gromnar's turn to come to you.
Probably do, but you can say something back.
Okay, just then you guys hear the blizzard outside intensifying. And sun is starting to go down pretty early nowadays because it's right at the end of winter. There we go. Did I have dynamic lighting turned off before?
You did. It's
Okay.
now on.
Wow. Alright, I'm going to reset the fog. If there is fog. Okay. There we go. Anything else from Varen and Company?
That'll be it.
Okay. Paul, did you hear what Varen said to you?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Next up is Leifon's show. Did you finish putting that chain on your character sheet?
Yeah, could you check it, please?
Yeah. That looks about right. Yep. Okay. And are you proficient with chain? Yes, you are.
I am
Nice.
proficient.
Very nice. All right. So,
I will wrap chain around my body and sit and wait patiently for boy and Tara to arrive.
yeah.
Could you,
I didn't catch that.
I will then ask the blacksmith, can I perhaps pay you for tea?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any tea here. We could run across to the general store there and get some refreshments if you like. I could probably boil a pot of water on my forge, and
Yes,
okay.
hot water and company will be great.
Well, I've got to watch my shop if you don't mind. It's just right across there, that building. Right. You see where I'm pointing?
Yes, I do.
Okay. The door is right around the corner there.
Okay, I will wait here. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, I'm not leaving. I've got to watch my shop. You can leave if you want to get some tea.
No need. I will wait patiently.
Oh, for Tara to show up?
Yes.
Okay. Right-yo. Well, I'm gonna get back to banging out this sword over here. Hope you don't mind. My son will be back sometime, I'm sure. Might take a while.
Do
Okay.
not let me keep you. Please, continue.
Okay, go ahead and give me a 3d10 roll. And that'll be how many rounds it takes for the boy to come back with Tara. It's /R 3d10. 18 rounds. And you've been waiting for 2 rounds, so I'll subtract 2. It'll be 6 more rounds. Okay. Next up is Calamar and Company.
I'm going straight down the treasure list. I think that I can't remember. Did Morgan give us the scrolls? I mean, the potions that he had.
Yeah, Velkin already has them.
Okay, great.
And stuff.
Okay. And did Leifon Show give us the gems that we needed to identify? That we needed to appraise? Because if so, he will praise that.
Leifon Show, you there? Okay, I guess he did not.
Okay.
If last week things were collected for appraisal and whatnot, Gromnar would have given over those 7 oils and 8 oils and 4 potions that he had been carrying all.
Okay, then I'm going to go to East Wing Kuotoa, and I'm going to start identifying the something's labeled as gems. Is that helpful, or can I identify that? If not, I'll identify an art object.
1 second. Okay, so you said East Wing Kuotoa?
Mm-hmm.
And you are appraising gems that were in that chest?
Yes. It doesn't say anything but gems, but I assume that it's all the same type.
If it doesn't have anything next to it, that means that during a session I was here, nobody claimed it.
Yeah, but then we came back later. See, we came back with the...
yeah, no, it could have been during a session I was not here. So.
Yeah. Because you don't have art objects said either, but we said that we went back with our mules and got them, so...
Perfect. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was really hoping you guys would.
Yeah. No, I think we said we don't want to leave a damn thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are you doing to the Kuotoa treasure from the East Wing?
I'm identifying gems. That's all that's what it is. I assume they're all the same.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
For your appraisal, right?
Absolutely. So let me see. That's checks.
Kuotoa porn stash.
Hey, I told you that's how I was putting them on the sheet.
That's funny.
Yeah, it helps if I have the right character selected. Hang on. There we go.
So these are 4...
I have no idea why I found the words Kuotoa porn stash a lot funnier than they should have been.
These are 4 transparent...
Oh, I really know what they are.
Yeah.
I got an absolute success, so...
Alright, it's rock crystal. They're worth,
Okay.
they're worth 50 GP each.
Okay. And Tirana is going to make her way... Because the other 3 are sleeping in the bedroom or whatever. But Tirana walks out and sees... Oh, look! Party members! And she wanders over and sits down with Asher and Gromnar and that bunch. As soon as I can see them. There we go. And she says to him, hello. I believe I met everyone, but just in case, I'm Tirana.
Hey, Tirana. Was she the, you may not remember, but a long time ago, back in the dungeon, when we entered that center room with the octagonal dais, there was a chest there that had already been opened. It seemed to be more empty than it should have been. And there was a drow that was walking kind of heavy. Was that Tirana or somebody else?
It's somebody else. Toronto was one of Calamar's followers, and
I think Asher would have put the pieces together.
Yeah.
I think Tirana might actually have been the one that Gromnar scared into peeing in the.
That's no. Oh, she's the. No, that's somebody. That was.
That's
Gwendolyn.
someone else.
Gwendolyn was the one that Asher gave the ultimatum to. Okay, cool. I'm with you.
Yes. I came with my Calamar, and he's busy now. He's identifying things, so I thought I'd come out here and have a drink with you all. A glass of wine. How about a pitcher? A pitcher of wine.
Oh, I think I'm gonna like you. Hey, did Calamar need any help, or is he doing okay?
I don't know. He might need help. But I think he's appraising things now. But you know what I think? You can leave. I think he wants to be left alone because I've seen men when they get. No, I haven't seen men get busy, have I? No. Says I get a feeling that he doesn't want me. Well, he always wants me. I mean, come on, look at this body. But he didn't want me there, so I came out here and yeah. So who can? How do I get the wine? I wave at somebody and says, "A pitcher of wine, and extra glasses." She looks around. Oh, you already have glasses.
Goodwife Lardwick nods, and she hurries over to behind the bar and grabs a couple goblets. They look like tin goblets, but they're painted beautifully. And she grabs a pitcher and walks over to one of these barrels and fills it up with a deep, dark red wine. And she comes back over to the table and sets the pitcher down and then holds her hand out for the money. And I think it's, was it a silver coin for a pitcher of wine?
Okay. She'll give 2.
And a pitcher of wine is essentially a magnum bottle. It's going to be like 1,500 milliliters type of thing. So that's for like a whole table pretty much. If one person or even 2 people drank a magnum bottle, they'd probably get pretty lit off of that.
All right. Okay, so oh yes, I really want to meet all of Calamar's friends. I want to know them all. So here's to Calamar, and she lifts up her cup and she starts drinking the wine. And
did she share? Do we each have a glass as well?
Yeah.
Asher lifts her glass and says, "To Calamar."
To Calamar. Okay. That ought to be about all we'll do.
Gromnar will lift his glass and say, "Why we go to Calamar? He busy."
He is busy, man. We were just we were saying how great he is. Pretty great, right?
It's a slightly sweet but mostly dry wine that goes down smooth. It tastes a little smoky. Has a little like a smoky aftertaste. And the Goodwife Lardwick says,
I hope you enjoy it. That's our native O2 Cabernet Sauvignon. 8 years old.
Oh yeah,
it's delicious.
Very good.
Is this what you drink all the time up here? On the surface,
well,
I mean.
Of course it is. I mean, only the finest Cabernet Sauvignons are drunk on the surface world. I mean, you can't really grow grapes down in caves, can you?
And Tarana is confused by this woman, amazed at Gromnar's stupidity, and likes Asher, but she's like, okay then. She drinks again, and I think that is my turn.
Okay. Next up is Asher and Company.
So Asher looks over at Tarana and says, "So you've been in there with Calamar. Do you know kind of what the next steps are? I mean, we've been traveling with this circus for a while, and we're always into something."
Well, he really didn't say where we were going next. I truly don't think he has a plan. He's identifying all the objects and things, and then he would talk to me about a tower, but I don't think that's for everyone. I don't.
Oh, we're gonna raid a tower?
He talked about building a tower. He said I'd like it a lot.
Why does everybody want me to work lately?
Pour her some more wine.
And then she kind of looks over at the woman by the fire and says, "So you say you're out of rooms, but is there anywhere I can get a bath? I need a bath so bad."
She looks over at you, and this is actually Good Wife Lardwick, by the way.
Okay.
By the fire. I'm just redoing her token right now, and
Okay.
this is what she actually looks like.
Oh, she is pretty.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, she looks over at you and kind of squints her eyes, and she says,
You'll just have to try the next inn, the one across the street.
Is that a bad inn?
No, it's just not the rich inn. Only the red carpet has the finest services. And you're just so trashy. I don't want you here. Like I said before, if you weren't involved with the circus, I'd have you hanged for what you said to me.
Well, look, okay, fine. You don't want to, I'm not gonna make you do anything. It's fine. But I think you can afford some better manners. Okay. A rich inn. And she
Listen to her.
and she turns back to Tarana and
She's
says,
acting this way.
yeah, she turns back to the group and says, "Once I finish my wine, I'm gonna go across the street and get a bath." I think they don't like me.
You would have to agree.
Can you even imagine? And that'll be it.
Okay.
I sure want Gromnar McSleep.
Next up is
No,
Gromnar.
no, that's cool, but thanks for offering, man.
She gives
They've gotta
Gromnar
have-
a sideways stare, too, for saying that.
Hey, Asher is Gromnar's buddy. Ain't nobody treating Asher bad.
Damn right.
So Gromnar is up.
So, having heard Varen, and Asher's got her plans, he's gonna kind of walk over here a little hesitantly and say, You sound like Varen, but you don't look like Varen. Where Varen go? Why you sound like...
Varen sighs. Looks up at Gromnar. He says, "It's still me. I just look a little different now."
No, you have fire wings. Varen have fire wings. You know fire wing human. You know...
Like D looks at him and says, "Well, I can promise you, Gromnar, that's the boss. Looks a little different, but if you kind of look at him, he's still wearing that dumb hat and still got that red hair. It's him." Varen's face sours when he mentions his hat.
So why Varen, not Varen, want Gromnar?
You're still hurt. We're gonna try and fix you up.
Oh, you do magic too?
That is one of my abilities, yes. Well, I'll need you at least 5 feet closer.
Hey, he was being a little cautious. You know, you don't look like yourself.
I know. I ain't upset.
He needed that little extra room to take a swing if necessary.
Oh, well, that would be a shit show.
Gromnar is just so childish sometimes, so childlike. So that will be it. He will wait for Varen to do whatever Varen is going.
Okay. Is everyone here on the turn order tracker?
Yeah, looks like it.
Good. Alright, Varen's polymorph has quite some time left. It's getting closer to 3 now. Okay, first up is Velcane.
Okay.
And company.
Gravel's finishing, making his way to the donkeys to drop off the weapons, and I guess that will be it for his turn.
Okay. Varen and company.
Alright, the Thrasher next to Gromnar are each going to cast the Cure Light Wound spell.
Alright.
I'll roll, 1 for each of them.
And they each gain 100 points.
No, they don't. They're not.
Oh, that's right. They're warriors. They don't get priest experience bonuses.
I wish they did because,
Yeah.
man, I'd be a higher level by now given the amount of power spells I cast, but nope.
Yep.
There's not an account that I don't really have an ethos.
Yeah.
That also means I can cast whatever spells I want.
So these merchants kind of lose interest and they leave. The city official is still there. He looks like some kind of maybe a tax collector or something, and he keeps counting coins inside this tiny little box and then writing something down on paper with like a quill and a little ink vial. And he's kind of getting frustrated. Like, maybe he has miscounted something. Okay, the boy comes back with Terra in 15 rounds. Next up is Leifon Show.
Seeing him hard at work, I'm going to offer to give a hand. I would mention that most blacksmiths have assistants.
Oh yeah, he nods and he says,
Oh, you wanna give me a hand? All right. Just grab these tongs here, and then here I'll just step aside here. Grab these tongs and hold this blade, and with your foot operate this bellows right here, and then I'll bang away at the blade once you put it on the anvil. Okay, and just hold it steady, right, like this, and okay. Now put it on the anvil.
Like so?
Yeah. Okay.
And then he starts ting-tinging away at it. Ting, ting, ting. Ting, ting, ting. Ting, 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 ting. And then he goes,
All right. Now stick it back in the fire. Yeah, just like that. And operate the bellows. And just kind of, with the tongs, you can kind of rotate it back and forth. Flip it back. Flip it forth. Flip it back. Next, I'll show you how to quench it. Right. See this trough here? Now, when I tell you to, I want you to stick the blade in real fast, like. All right? And steam's gonna go everywhere, so don't be afraid. And then,
Of course not.
when I tell you to, put it back in the fire. Right? All right, go.
and he steps out of the way so you can stick the blade in the trough. And it the steel screeches as you do it. Goes from the evaporation of the water happening so fast, and the water goes hisses as it instantly turns into steam. There's this big cloud of steam in the room, and it starts heating up like a sauna, and it gets real humid as to where it was dry before, dry heat before. And then he says,
Right, now put it back in the flame. Yeah, just like that, in the
Okay.
coal. And now flip it back and forth and back and forth. All right, now in a second, we're going to put it back on the anvil.
and he basically shows you the basics of bladesmithing right there. Not exactly how to do it, but if you wanted to become a weaponsmith later on, from the basics that you've just learned, you could be self-taught.
Okay.
However,
continue to work.
I want to remind you, using blades would be against your ethos.
No, of course not.
All right.
I will learn to help and assist because he is a better man. But I will focus more on becoming a good detective later.
And you notice that the sun is going down. And it starts to get very dark. Even though it's before 3. Okay, and the fire is all that illuminates the room.
We will focus more on work and not on time of day.
Let's see, light sources and bonfire. So his forge is about the size of a bonfire. There we go. Woo! That's a big bonfire. And it gives off lots and lots of light. Because it's so hot and so bright. Okay. Next up is Calamar and Company.
You'll
You're breaking up a
First-
little bit.
Is this better?
Yep. The good wife comes in
Um,
and sets a candle down on the table.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah, she sets the candle down on the table and lights it, and she goes,
Oh, what are you doing?
Who is she talking to?
Well, I'm talking to you, of course.
I'm drinking wine, thank you very much. And you?
You, Calamar. I'm talking to you, Calamar.
Calamar's. I'm sorry, I was really confused. No, I'm just identifying this art object. It looks really pretty, and yeah. But I need some privacy now. Bye.
Oh, fine. Bye. God.
He doesn't mean to be rude, but you know he's wrapped up in this really gorgeous art object, and he doesn't want to try to explain to anybody. So yeah, the first object got a success.
Oh, it hasn't been enough time for you to identify yet. You'll be able to identify sometime.
around 10:30 p.m.
No, to appraise it,
To appraise what?
an art object.
Oh, an art object. My bad.
Yeah, there are 10 art objects. I praised the first. I praised the first one.
Okay. Which art object are you praising, and where did you get it?
East Wing Kuotoa, and they're listed as 10 art objects. I assume they were in a chest, but I don't really remember.
It was a series of
But-
chests and barrels.
So,
So
the first one.
item. All right. All right. So the first one is a 10-pound painting framed in slate, depicting extraplanar creatures, so probably angels, and it is worth 40 gold coins.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay, and he puts that down, and starts to work on the next one. And Tarana, she's sitting outside. She says, "Well, Asher, you were speaking about a bath. I'm supposed to be. Well, Kalmar's going to see me later, and it might be nice if I took a bath. You know, to be clean and everything."
Yeah, man.
Where-
I'm pro clean elves.
Oh, that'll be great. So when you go over there, I'll go with you.
Cool, cool.
Now, I'm curious because I know Calamar, and I just met him and all, but it all seems like we've known each other forever. But I'd really like to hear a story about Calamar, just so I can know him a little better. So, do you have a story?
Out of game, give me 1 second. I'm making change it to the
Yeah.
for the art object. Okay. A story about Calamar. I mean, I guess like the first dungeon we were in, like there was a mountain giant, and he almost killed me. And then I was on a stretcher, and these cool musketeers were carrying me around. That was very nice. And then like they were like, "Oh, you're gonna meet Calamar," and I'm like, "Cool." And they're like, "He's a drow," and I'm like, "Shit." and then he didn't even eat me.
Well, of course not. Of course not. But I can see why you'd think so. Yes, I do. Ha ha ha. And so, yeah. We're done.
Yep.
Okay. Next up is Asher and Company.
Alright, and so I tell Tarana, like, alright, I'm heading across the street to a less affluent, but she raises her voice, nicer class of people. And she heads out the door.
I'll join you as soon as I can.
The good wife comes down the hallway holding a candle and hears that, and she just goes, "Huh." Good wife Lardwick.
Yeah. Zooming out, trying to find this.
So it's
Other
just across
end.
the street to the south.
Oh, just.
Oh shit.
Did I go the right direction? Are you okay?
Yep.
Oh, did I go the correct direction?
Yeah, just to the south. That building
All
right there on the right.
I'm out of movement.
Okay. Outside of combat, your movement is doubled, and then you can also
did.
jog if you want to.
Yeah, let's say I
Quadruple.
jogged. Yeah.
So this building right here is a stable.
Okay.
And then it is joined to the inn here. And it looks like the front door might be just down here and around the corner because there's like a sign right on the corner right here.
Alright, now that'll be my movement. Alright.
Okay. You can see the inside of the building you just walked into is actually a stable. And it was the next door that is actually the stable, or sorry, the pub, that is.
Okay.
And the door opens freely, and actually someone opens it and walks in right behind you as you walk into the stable.
What? Oh, you're doing it.
Doing what?
I was gonna say I didn't see the person. What do they look like? But I thought you were looking for a token.
Let's see. Special. Night individual. Looks like it is the Night Watch that passed by. So several people dressed in armor. And it looks like they're just about to go on duty or something. Like maybe they're stopping here to get something to eat before the watch actually starts. Getting an early bird jump on the 3 o'clock patrol. Let's see. Town.
Asher, she hasn't been here long enough to have done anything untoward, but she's not terribly comfortable being around this many people of the City Watch, so she just kind of like tries to make herself kind of without moving, just kind of like as indistinct as possible, pulls her hood up and just kind of like, please don't notice me, please don't notice me.
So it looks like 5 men with like leather armor and crossbows walk in past you. And then it looks like they have a sergeant with them. He's got, let's see, Sergeant of the City Watch. So he's wearing plate mail, I think. Yep, he walks in. He looks like he's more of an archer type of guy. He sits down at one of the tables. And then, there is... I guess that's about it. There's a cleric with them. Yep, they've got an indentured cleric, and he looks like... Well, I guess he or she. Ah, he kind of looks like a artisan himself. And they all walk into this bar and take seats. And you can hear them talking about like dinner chow and stuff. Okay, next up is Gromnar and company. You there, Paul?
Yep. And, you know, I threw it in the chat, but Ramnar, of course, after Baron heals him, he reaches out and he wraps Baron up in his big old ogre arms, hugs him, and kisses him right on the cheek and thanks him very, very much, and then just kind of walks away. And he's heading towards this hallway, and he just kind of bellows out, "Calamar, Gromnar have books for you. Where you at, Calamar?"
Calamar, I'm here. But he doesn't. He just said,
You're breaking up, Shannon.
Fun fact, Josh, couldn't see down that hallway until
Calamar's in here, but gives no clue other than, you know, the sound of his voice, which way he would go.
So you bring out your bandana and the hallway lights up like day.
Yeah. But before with without the bandana, just the token, couldn't see down.
Yep. Yeah, you don't have infravision as an ogre.
Ah, that makes perfect sense.
There's like 4 races in the whole game that don't have infravision, and ogre is one of them.
That's kind of weird. Like, don't ogres like live in caves?
They live in a bunch of different terrains, and their activity cycle is daytime.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And their entry does not specifically say that they have infravision. And
Actually, I think it says they do not, actually.
Yeah.
So I assume the voice came from this particular direction.
You see a creepy crawly bug on the floor, and it's right in front of the door where you heard the voice. See that creepy crawly bug on the floor? About halfway down the hall.
You're gonna stop right there and call out again for Calamar, and that would be as far. Well, I mean, he could jog, but yeah, he'll call out for Calamar.
And throws his head out the door and says, "Right here,
Yeah, you see Calamar right there
Gromnar.
through the door.
Gromnar. You need to get health. You need to go to Varen and get healed, or Dean. Dean knows how to heal, or any of the Astros really."
Varen just did magic on Gromnar, but Gromnar had lots of books for you, and he proceeds to start stacking the books out of his.
And so, yeah, he'll stack them in here.
He was carrying 27 books for you.
Aww.
I don't know
Thank
what the
you,
order
Gromnar.
is, so you now have 27 more books.
It's about 81 pounds of research manuals. Wizard research.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get it out there on the mule, but this is close enough.
Good to study with, if nothing else. They each weigh enough that if you have to, you could probably beat somebody to death with one.
Or you could burn them. You know, they make good campfires.
Yeah, warmth's good too.
Good fuel, yeah. Anything else?
Did you guys end up picking up all 100?
The restaurant, you had a whatever, yeah.
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. Could you repeat that, please?
Ah, damn it!
It might have just been me.
No, it's hang on.
She does tend to go quiet and break up quite
The
often.
rest are on the mules because we got the mules down to clean out the library, but he still had, he had these, so.
So all together we did take the 100 books.
Yes, oh yes we did, and Cal wasn't leaving until we did. So, are we in there? No, we're not. Therefore, the books are packed.
Yeah, but we have an ogre. He could have carried you.
Yeah.
That's why Gromnar shoved them in his sack, because Calamar said we weren't going nowhere without him.
Could have shoved Calamar in the sack.
I considered it, but books don't have swords.
Yeah.
And to answer you, Josh, yes, that would be it from Gromnar for now.
Okay. One second. Just to put a little bit more snow on the map here. There we go. Alright. Okay, end of round. Variance Polymorph has 188 rounds to go. And I'm going to do ascending order. And there we go. Okay. Varen's Followers Polymorph has some time to go. It's getting close to 3 p.m. Blue Dot Calamar's Levitation, that's on his mom. So she's still hanging there in the air like a balloon. I need to put a blue dot on her. For some reason it's not there anymore.
Yeah, you gotta give these guys credit. It's like a floating corpse in the air. They're just taking this in stride.
Yeah. This city is well adventured by player characters. They have seen it all.
I guess a floating corpse is just nothing new to them.
Yeah. There was actually a player character here that was a lich. So that's pretty normal shit right there. Seeing floating corpses and stuff. Okay.
I don't know. Why did I even bother polymorphing then?
Boy comes for the sake of not setting things on fire, maybe.
Oh, and I can eat while in human form. There's that too.
Yeah. The boy comes back with Terra in 14 rounds. Kalmar's Read Magic has 9 rounds left. First up is Velcane and Company.
Okay. Now Gravo is gonna make his way to the armor that he heard about. Is it nighttime in the city right now?
The sun has gone down. That's why it's darkening.
Okay, then I guess
it's because of the snowstorm is kind of covering the sun up, and then it's also the sun is pretty low in the sky because it's December, the end of December, right? And it's almost 3 o'clock at night. So.
Okay, so I guess Gravo first would light a torch, so you can see.
Yeah. The
he has a torch that's already being used. Let's see how long it has. He's got a 24 round torch he just lit.
Okay. So Bravo's 24 round torch And set at -24. Okay. So the torch lights readily on fire and illuminates all around you at a range of 15 feet.
Okay. What direction from where he's at is the armor he remembers getting directions to?
It is. I just need to find him. I don't see where he is. Okay, I see him. He was trying to go to Farmer's Armors, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Farmer's Armors is somewhere over here. He can hear the ting ting ting, ting ting ting, ting ting ting, ting ting ting. So right down this avenue. I guess that would be a street. Right down this street.
Okay, that's as far as he can get in this round.
Okay. Next up is Varen and Company.
Varen and Company will order. They've had ale, so let's get some beers. Which is on daily food and lodging.
Yep. And good wife Lardwick snaps too, and she brings you beer at the player's handbook price.
I guess we'll get 5. No, yep, 6. That's like
6
2
gallons.
silver.
Nice.
Yep. And hey, what else? We did pretty well. We did pretty well, like during the last couple of months.
Yep. And she says cheers as she sets down these pitchers. They're all up and down her arms as she walks up with mugs in her hands and pitchers all up and down her arms. She puts the pitchers down, mugs. Some of them are actually kind of squeezed between places, and she pulls them out, sets them down on the table, and holds her hand out with a big smile on her face.
I'd give her 5 silver. Because, wow, that was that easy to do.
Yeah. Isn't it silver per pitcher?
A small beer is 5 copper a gallon.
Oh, okay. How much silver did you give her?
See, the price would be 3 silver. I gave her 5.
Nice.
So, like a 2 silver tip.
And she gets a big old happy smile on her face and curtsies. And you can kind of see down the front of her dress as she does. And she slowly walks away, shaking it for you, and comes back over to the bar and starts cleaning off glasses. And she looks over at the spit at the campfire, and she goes, "Oh!" and walks back over to it quickly and starts turning the crank on the rotisserie. Okay, next up is Leifon Show.
I just checked it. She's married. We know that she's married to the raggedy guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Baron, Yeah, Varian, thanks her, gives her money, smiles a bit, looks at the bartender, and gives a look of, I guess, concern.
Rightio. Next up is Leif Show.
I am working in Smithy.
Okay. Next up is Calamar and Company.
He's going to identify the next art object, or appraise, I should say. So he appraises. Success.
Okay. I'm assuming that's from East Wing Kuotoa.
Yep, all 10 objects are from East Wing, so I'm gonna be here for a while.
Okay. Yeah, it's always nice to drop that gear weight, Gromnar. I did that with my character last night. I was like, wait a minute, didn't we sell this suit of leather armor? I'm carrying an extra suit of leather armor. I took it out of my inventory. And now I'm not encumbered. Hey! Alright.
Hey, if Nervia City is cosmopolitan enough, there might be armor in Gromnar's size if you look around.
Alright, so, this, art object is actually, an etched steel plaque, or placard. And it weighs about 10 pounds, okay? And it's got, etched into its surface is a beautiful carving depicting, what looks like, some sort of, arrangement of planets. Okay. At the center, there's a fiery one. And then there are a bunch of weird round ones emanating from it. And it shows a circular path for each of the planets to travel around the sun. Which is, of course, stupid because everyone knows the Earth or that Gaia is flat, right? I mean, duh.
Does Calamar know this?
But still, it kind of raises some questions and totally makes sense. It is worth 60 GP. And it starts...
Okay.
It starts making you think about, hey, maybe things are more circular than we think. Or orb-like. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The orb of Solynod Hex. Okay, yeah, it's worth 60 GP.
Where? You got that?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, and I was gonna go to the bath. You said it was south?
What is?
Yeah.
Where the bath is.
No, you actually have a room. You could tell the good wife to give you a bath.
She didn't know. She's gonna go ahead and. Where's the?
The barkeep's good wife will totally boil you a bath.
Oh. I'd love a bath. I've got to get clean and everything.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear anyone. I'm sorry. But I said I'm done with my turn.
Oh, okay. Next up is Asher. So this
All right.
City Watch guy just sort of walks in.
Asher's gonna walk further in.
And inside the actual pub. It's nice and warm. There's a hot fire. You're in the stables, by the way.
Yeah, I'm looking for the door.
So you see a city watchman facing the door, just to the south of you right here.
Oh. Okay.
And right inside the door is that indentured cleric. Just inside the door, by the way, you see a bunch of, it's like an undid bale of hay on the floor.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, each table has a candle on it. There's a fire burning. There are candles all throughout the room. At one end of the bar, one on top of a cask.
Okay. That's gonna be the edge of my movement, but I'm looking around to see if it looks like anybody works here.
Yeah, from down the hall you hear some footsteps. And, good wife emerges. And she looketh like... let's see, multi-sided, random side. She's a nice young gal with dark hair, and she walks in, and she gets this surprised look on her face, like, you know, wow, so many customers. And she comes right to you, being the only female in the room. And, you know, she opens her arms wide as though to give you a hug.
Asher is surprised, but stands there and lets her.
Okay. Yeah, she gives you this nice tight squeeze, and she, you know, sort of holds you away from her and gets a look in your eyes, and she says,
Oh, welcome to my hay bale stable and pub. Please, have a seat. Would you like a round table or a bench?
More than anything, I'd like a bath, please. How do I, like, what are the arrangements for that?
Well, it's, what, 5 silver per night for a single bed, and that includes a bath, but drinks and food are on you.
Sure.
I'm cooking dinner right now. We're about to have roast chickens.
I have dinner plans, but yeah, if I could book a room and have a bath drawn, and then I would pitch in a little extra if you could find me if you could maybe take my clothes to get washed and find me something to wear while I wait for them to dry.
Yes. I'll do your laundry. And the bath is included. Laundry, I forget how much it is in the player's handbook, but whatever it says in the player's handbook. And then just sign this ledger and I'll get you a key.
And I can't move anymore, but does she bring me the ledger or do I need to walk to her?
This ledger here, and she hands it to you.
And Asher signs it and hands over 8 silver. Like, the rest is for you for being so damn nice. You have
Thank
no
you,
idea
thank
what
you.
I've been through tonight.
I'll get right on boiling some water for that bath.
Okay.
Asher,
come in,
Asher
gentlemen, come in.
knows. Asher has gone to the right end. We
Yeah,
did not
right?
go to the right end, but Asher has found the right end.
I have traded up.
You're always welcome to the hay bale stable and inn. Come in, gentlemen, come in. The chickens are almost done. Come on, come on. Sergeant, have a seat. And these watchmen come in.
Oh, I'm looking up laundry as well. Can we say I handed her the 8 silver plus whatever laundry is when I find it, and I'll subtract that?
Sure, yeah.
Thanks.
So a couple of the guys sit at the bar. The sergeant and the cleric sit at one of the benches, along with the last watchman. And the sergeant's kind of looking over at you, like, with this come hither glare. He looks like this.
A come hither glare? Yeah. Okay.
And he goes back to talking to his boys, and he says, we're gonna have a good night on the watch tonight, eh, lads? And they all go, aye! Aye, that's right. No lieutenant tonight. So, maybe we'll have a bit of fun. And he looks over at the cleric, and the cleric's like, now, you know you're not supposed to have quote-unquote fun. And the sergeant looks over at him and he goes, oi, just why don't you live a little, alright? Just because you're indentured and the rest of us are freemen. Fuck off. And next up is Gromnar and Company.
So, having done the majority of things that he feels like he needs, Romar's gonna get this really, really shifty look in his eyes, and he's gonna go on.
Don't forget your bandana.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab my token in the bandana without grabbing all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the candles.
And he's gonna kind of sort of hustle. He's gonna take a little jog on outside and see what he can see.
Okay.
This is actually his first time in this city, I believe.
Yeah, he's never been. He's never been within 1,000 miles of this place.
Yeah, and honestly, he's never even been in Gronar as a free ogre, so he's gonna go. And that would be his jog, and
Alright.
that would be the end of what he.
So there are notionally people all over the street. For example, you look over to the person next to you, and
Yeah, he's honestly not ever seen so many people gathered in one place. This is kind of overwhelming to him.
yeah, there is a guy just sort of passing by. He's dressed. Okay. He is dressed like this. So you just sort of cross paths with this dude. Did his token drop yet? There we go.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. And anything else from Gromnar?
I mean, does this guy like seem to be taking an interest in Gromar, or just somebody passed?
Him and his associates sort of look at Gromnar as they pass. They don't say anything. Looks like there's him and 4 lesser people behind him.
Well, Gromnar's not really the type to initiate an encounter, so if they have no interest in him, he'll have no interest in them and continue.
And they all look like that.
Well, like I said, if they don't seem to be showing any kind of special interest in him, then, you know, there's nothing more here, and he'll wander on his...
Okay. So Varen's polymorph has quite some time left, as does his follower's polymorph. It's getting closer to 3 p.m. now. The blue dot is Calamar's levitating dead mother. The boy comes back with Terra in approximately 13 rounds. Calamar's read magic has a bit of time left on it. Bravo's 24 round torch now has 23 rounds, and first up is Velcane and company.
Okay. Bravo. Still making his way. Working the torch. Let's see where it's going. Okay. If you can point to the armor again, so I know I'm heading direction.
Okay. I think it's about 5 houses down on your right. Or 5 buildings down on your right. Which is south. Oh, actually, you're right at it. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So you hear ping ping coming from just inside this door right here. And on the front of the building, you can see by torchlight that there's a sign that has like a leather cuirass or a mail cuirass, like chain mail, and then a plate cuirass.
Okay. What armor was Gravo looking for again? I forget what armor he's wearing.
Hide armor.
Hide. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
He kind of.
The door is closed, but you hear a ping, ping, ping from inside.
Oh. I moved. The door was open when I moved it, so now my character's in a weird spot. You have to move him outside for me.
No, I'm sorry. No, the door is open. There apparently are 2 doors, and they're both wide open.
Okay. I guess. Oh, I have my character in a weird spot. I think I stuck him on a wall on accident. So if you can move him just outside the door for me.
There you go.
So I guess he walks up and kind of knocks on the door and goes, "Is the armor in?"
You hear this guy come from the dark in the back. Well, not the dark, but the heated. Whoops. The hot, bright room in the back. He looks like your typical artisan, except he's got red hair and whatnot. And he comes up and he's like, hello? What can I do for you?
Yes, I'm looking for to purchase some hide armor.
Well, step right in. Follow me, please. And he sort of steps into this room right over here, and you hear him striking some flint and steel on something, and he lights up a torch that's on the wall right here, and he goes, have a look at my wares. And it looks like he's got a suit of medium-sized leather armor, a suit of medium-sized studded leather, a suit of medium-sized chainmail, a suit of medium-sized plate mail, and a suit of medium-sized hide armor.
Okay. Oh, that hide armor looks nice. How much are you looking to get for it?
It's standard price for the guilds around here, which is hide armor. 35 gold coins, and if you want to try it on, I'll quickly make some adjustments and have you right on your way.
Sounds like a fair deal. And he hands over the gold.
Right, 35 gold. Right, good count. And go ahead and try this on. And he hands you a suit of hide armor. And you can go ahead and drop your new token now. 35 gold.
Okay. I'll just delete most of the tokens and drop them back down. Let's see, where is he? I'll drop him in the right spot. And porch token. Okay. I think I might have dropped him in a while. Yeah, you know.
Okay, there you go. And then he quickly goes through his workman's tools and makes a couple cuts on some of the belts that are too long, and then puts a couple grommets into the belts that are not tight enough, and adjusts the armor to fit your body. And it doesn't take but like even 60 seconds for him to snip here, snip there, poke, grommet, pound it together, bam, a new belt loophole thing, and boom, it all fits correctly. He tightens it back on, pats your shoulder, and says, "Good doing business with you."
Same. So nice fitting armor. Tosses him extra.
Oi, and remember, anytime you need a master armorer, you come back to Farmer's Armors, alright? I'm Farmer himself. It's a
Okay.
name I inherited from my dad, you see. Out here in the West, we don't have to follow in the footsteps of our father's trades if we don't want to. I started making armor when I was about 20 years old, and I'm pushing 40 now. So I've picked it up and I've become a master.
Nice meeting you. This I can tell your fits me perfectly.
Right. All right. Off with you then. I've got to get back to that plate mail before it melts.
Okay. Thank you for the time. How much does hide armor weigh?
Hide armor, I think, is 15 pounds. Let's see, hide. Oh, it weighs 30 pounds. It is heavy as fuck.
30 pounds, okay.
Yeah. And it costs 35 GP. It's a pretty common armor. You can get it just about anywhere. So, yeah.
And that gives him a 4 AC, right?
Torso. Let's see. Yeah, the full AC for hide armor is AC 4.
Okay.
And it usually comes with a cover of whatever animal it was made from. So, like if it was wolf hide, it would come with like a wolf pelt hat. If it was bull hide, it would come with a bull pelt hat, so on and so forth. Bear or whatnot. And this one is fortunately from horse. So your helmet has that weird looking horse mane on it. It's like a brown like red brown horse mane. And yeah, it looks pretty neat.
Okay.
It's an odd color for horse mane, but maybe it was slightly dyed. All right. Next up is Varon and Company.
They are drinking.
Okay. They've been drinking for quite some time. Each character needs to roll a save versus poison.
Oh, that's me.
This will be good.
Including Dean. He'll probably pass it with ease though because he's a dwarf.
Yeah, save versus poison. Dwarves get a +3 bonus. Well, he does because of his constitution. Oh, that's a pass for Dean. Now, Varon. Does most of our shield apply?
No, not from this.
Oh, okay.
It's purposefully ingested poison, so none of your shields won't work, nor your I guess if you had rings of protection, yes, that would work.
Okay, well, Baron passes.
Not shields though.
I'm hearing passes because, yeah. That's right. Warrior poison stats are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
What about the fail? Raymond's drunk.
Yeah, Raymond. I'm gonna give it like days effects, so all your rolls are at -5. Just until
until he sobers up.
Yeah. We'll give it a red dot.
Oros failed too. And let's see. Honestly, it's their first time drinking. Really, it's probably not a surprise they're blowing it. Dean and Varen have a tolerance. Mostly Dean. Lazarus failed too. God damn, guys.
Oh, this is going to be hilarious. Now is when I'm going to go over to the to their table and they're going to have stories, bro.
So, Gromnar picked the worst possible moment to leave. We now have a group of
Wow, save for Dean and Varen, all the ushers blew the poison save.
Okay.
That's
if you were any other alignment, I would say change your ethics to chaotic, but you're already chaotic. All these guys are chaotic that are drunk.
Yep, now they're more. I guess when you're drunk,
all right,
you're
so,
chaotic.
Yeah,
yep,
Dean,
they're all just. Yeah.
Dean and Varen are the only ones who are not drunk yet, and yeah, these other guys. Yeah, they're acting a little confused. No. Okay, so Moors. He stands confused for 1 round. Lazarus.
Oh, come.
Oh man, he attacks the nearest creature for 1 round, which would be Moors. Ah, fuck you, Moors. We'll say it's like a punch attack or something.
Yeah, probably like a fist.
Yeah. Let's see. Onras. Scan's confused for 1 round. Raymond. Attacks Varen for 1 round, then rolls again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. So Lazarus and Raymond get kind of pissed off, and Lazarus punches Moors, and Raymond punches Varen.
Aww.
Oh, what the?
That's so sweet.
Go ahead and roll touch attacks. for Lazarus and Raymond against Moors and Varen, respectively. And
Yeah,
I
it
guess we'll just
misses.
look at the punching table.
That definitely misses. And so,
Let's see. Against Varen, it's gonna be his shieldless because you're sitting in a
Yep.
bar.
well,
But
still
that's
negative
still,
2.
Still a miss, yeah.
He just puts his hand up. You're drunk.
Mm-hmm. And then that was Raymond versus Varen. So do Lazarus versus Moors.
Yep, because I guess this is why. I guess this is just probably normal for Osiris. Yeah, well, you're chaotic good does not mean chaotic nice. And I guess he just misses.
Yeah.
Drunken swing.
Yep. Next up is Le Fun Show.
Okay. Are we done with sword? Are we ready to make more change?
He looks at you with this surprised look on his face, and he shakes his head with this scowl, and he looks back into the fire at the blade you guys have been working, and he sort of nods his head and says,
Oi, we're nowhere near done. This takes a couple of days like this to make a sword. You've got to beat it, and then quench it, and then stick it in the fire and heat it up, and beat it some more, and stick it in the fire and beat it, and quench it, and heat it, and beat it, and quench it, and heat it, and quench it, and heat it, and beat it and heat it for a couple of days so that the steel can pick up that Damascus wavy shit on it, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
That
of course.
high quality steel. Jade's blades is no joke. I make the best.
Hey, here, you take rest for a moment. Allow me to hit and heat. For a moment.
Right. Here's the hammer. So when you beat it like this.
Man, if I add with karate stand, karate style is much more effective. It's harder.
"Oh, hey, what's up, Anaxagor? Everyone say hello to Anaxagor in chat."
Hello, Aneshiko.
Hi.
Hello.
My grandmaster.
Sup?
And he turns to you and he says,
Yeah, I guess you could put in some karate if you wanna. Just take the hammer and beat the blade like this. And don't fuck up, because then we'll have to start all over. Right? Right.
No problem. It's like Trey in Shaolin Temple. I got this. You should try push up with your thumbs. Much harder.
I do push-ups with my thumbs every day. That's how I became so bloody strong. Well, that and beating things with hammers all day, and pumping bellows, and holding things with tongs. You know, matter of fact, this is really hard work.
Yes, I
Anyways.
agree, but also very fun. I like.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. Especially when you finish a blade, and you see all you've done, and you sell it off, and you earn that hard-earned gold. Yeah, I mean, it does take days and days to make a good sword. But, you know, it's worth the money. I mean, I'll make a fairly decent living around here. And the taxes aren't so bad. King Landrick's not a hard king. He's a decent fella.
Then perhaps, are you looking for partnership in business?
Well, I could take some investors if you're looking to invest. I could maybe hire a couple hands, expand the shop over into the next room, and maybe get someone to haul water for me during the day, change out my troughs, and shovel coal.
Of course. I would love to invest. You are a great blacksmith.
Right.
I like to be a good friend.
Yeah, I could expand the business a bit. You being an adventurer and all, and having nothing to spend your money on, you could make a little bit more money off of me, I guess. Since I'm the one what needs the money the most, I could expand a little bit, and I could probably get a decent rate of return back to you. What sort of neighborhood are we talking about? You want to invest like 10 gold, or like 100 gold, or like 1,000?
Well, I see here, I reach a pocket, and I have here 1 sapphire, and in this pocket right here, I have 1 diamond. Which one do you think is most investful?
Well, I don't know much about gems, but I do know this building's worth about 200 gold, and all the equipment inside's probably worth about another 200. If I bought another set of equipment for another 200 gold and hired an apprentice or two, I could probably double my output and earn maybe 25 gold a week. And if you got 50% for doubling my equipment, that would be 12.5 per week, I'd say.
I will give him my gold pouch. It has 310 gold, 314 gold. Would they be sufficient?
Holy shit, that's almost my entire business. Let's see. Well, /R 310 divided by, /R 310 divided by 400 multiplied. Shit. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. I'm experiencing some lag. Take a 5-minute break, get a drink, get a smoke, get a snack, use the bathroom, come back in 5, and we'll see what happens with Leifon Show's investment.
Remember to turn off your voice. Remember your voice changer, Josh.
Okay, thanks.
I might also have room built in like a basement. One where I can chop dummies and punch animals. I have good eagle claw technique that breaks steel.
Man cave.
Man cave with lots of punching dummies and sex dolls.
I thought that was what was on all man caves.
Well, then there's Cheryl She Shed. You know, I gotta think about my she shed.
Oh, do you have a she shed?
Yeah. That cracks me up, that commercial.
Oh,
When she's
yeah.
calling, she's like, my she shed's on fire. And I'm like, oh, Cheryl She Shed's on fire, y'all. Better watch out.
They burned down my she shed.
I know.
So she shed was struck by lightning, Cheryl.
Yeah. But she's gonna get a she or she shed. Oh. But it pleased me.
Yeah, it makes me laugh. I just like somewhere to keep my gardening equipment.
Yeah, that stuff. It takes over your life.
Right?
Ever since we moved back home and into a house with my mom, and we got her. We've got 2 lawnmowers. We have all this stuff out here. I'm like, oh my god! And then she hires people to come and mow the grass. I'm like, what? You have like 2 postage stamps full of grass, and you're gonna and 2 mowers. You're gonna hire somebody to mow that?
Oh yeah, if it's a small yard, I'd do it. But I gotta level with you. I am not into cutting grass. So
Neither am I. But
Yeah.
it'll take 5 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, if it's a small yard, by all means.
although I did have a stroke, so maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't do it.
Oh, was it heat stroke or just like a normal like blood clot thing?
Sarah back. My husband just came out the window and he said, came outside the door and he said, in a moment of confusion, the lizard bit Sarah back. And I went, that's a whole nother story. Sarah's our kitten. She's about 1 year old. She's starting to phase out of kitten.
Right.
But yeah, I can imagine.
How does he know the lizard was confused?
Oh, they saw it.
Okay.
See, because she has to kill things that get in the house. And we encourage her to do so.
Sure. Pests.
You know, we totally encourage her to do so. But I didn't know we'd gotten a lizard in there. We used to have a lot of geckos when we lived in Louisiana, and I'd always find their bodies like lying around. I'd see them outside because we'd have a ton of them outside. And occasionally one would get inside and I'd say, oh, poor gecko, would be lying there. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cats got to you first, oh well. And we have a lot of stuff to identify and appraise and everything. Oh my god.
Yeah, like Asher wouldn't be opposed to helping, but when Tirana told her that Calamar wouldn't be left alone, she's like, yeah, fine.
Whatever, fine. And you know what? She deserves a break. Asher does.
Well, all she does is turn invisible and crack wise.
But you know what? That's tiring.
It is.
I'm gonna teach her karate that way she can stay invisible. Bro.
You know, on a game, I was sitting here, you know, as everybody's doing their thing, looking at the weapon and armor data. My God. So, Gromnar would have to pay probably about 6,000 gold for full plate armor.
For reals?
And,
Yeah.
yeah, because he's large.
Ooh.
That's no problem. Just for that, I now be partnership of this.
That's true. You got in the end.
Well, on top of that, it not only is very expensive, but instead of the normal 70 pounds of weight, it's an additional 50%.
Yeah. That's why Boogie Will had to take off and stop wearing his chainmail because he was encumbered already just from the chainmail.
Well,
But if you want chainmail, Gromnar, say the word. You got chainmail. Easy.
well, no. On the upside, there's a proficiency for armor in the combat and tactics book, which allows you to wear armor in such a way that its weight is only counted as half.
Ah.
And Gromnar just happens to have an unspent weapon proficiency slot, so I do believe I will be getting an armor proficiency. Because,
Is that for all armor, or do you have to specify a kind?
I just skimmed over it briefly, but I would assume that it's for a specific kind, because, you know, leather armor is different than chainmail, is different than...
Yeah, so then you should spend it in whichever one you want.
I think he's going to want to build it on the expensive kind because...
Probably.
That's why
Yeah.
full plate, just, you know, for a one-shot deal.
Well, you know what? You're probably going to have 6,000 gold
Well, you
when
know,
we're done with all this.
I hear you on the whole, if he wants chainmail, he's got it, but realistically, his natural armor class is...
Damn, son.
Yeah, his natural AC is a 5. He's pretty freaking hard to hit as it is without him.
I look forward to when he gets armor. He had a rough time in that dungeon, poor thing.
Oh my god.
But he somehow survived through it all. I mean, thank God for good hit point rolls.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, and when you get that armor, man, you're going to be invincible.
I mean, out of character, Gromnar is rolling around with a shitload of hit points.
Well, I'd like to think so. He's a big guy. He's a fighter. I hope to think he has a lot of hit points. Whereas Calamar, on the other hand, he has no hit points.
On my hit point rolls, I alternate basically between like 1s and 2s and 5s and 6s. So I'm like right in the middle of where I should be for my level.
Well, I mean, just for him being an ogre and his constitution bonus, you know, just has 32 hit points.
Oh my god.
That's with no rolls. I'm not gonna say anything about what his actual hit points is, because, you know, that's kind of frowned on, but
Meta.
Meta!
That is true.
Calamar lived his entire childhood upside down in the closet, and so he doesn't really have much health or strength, really.
He has lots of gold. He's rich as hell.
Oh, he's rich as hell. Yeah, he's rich as hell.
I even consider, you know, just going with a basic banded mail.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mike
The full plate, and then the armor proficiency with, you know, full plate.
Mike check.
Then we might be good.
We hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is Calamar and Company.
Calamar is going to identify the next thing, the next
Appraise.
appraise. I'm sorry, I keep doing that.
It's
But
easy
you keep.
It's easy to get them mixed up, especially when you're a thief mage.
Yeah. By the way, you have your voice changer on.
Oh no.
In case you didn't know. He got success. So the next art object.
So weird. I thought that I turned that voice changer off.
I appraise.
Okay, is it still on?
No, not now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear. Okay, I just wasn't hearing anything, so. She's appraising art object number 7, or whatever.
3?
8. Yeah, 3. That's it. 3.
Okay. All right. Oh. Okay. It's a carving that weighs about 10 pounds. It's carved out of fine crystal. And
Ooh.
it's depicting these halfling maidens like holding up a halfling baby. And it's
Aww.
oh no, I'm sorry. Holding up a halfling platter of food. So like for a banquet.
Ooh.
Not a baby.
Not a baby.
It's worth 60 GP.
Oh, very nice. And Calamar puts it aside and pulls out the next one. And Tarana, figuring that it'll take some time for her bath to be ready, she goes over to where Dean and all the Ashras are, and she says, "Hi, I met you before. My name is Tarana. I'm Calamar's. I mean, Calamar's fine. Well, you know what I mean. I just thought I'd come in here, and I really don't know that much about Calamar, so, yeah, could you tell me a story? Could anybody tell me a story about Calamar?"
Tarana's saying this?
Yeah.
Oh.
She went over to the, to where all the Ashras are drunk as hell. And they're punching each other and everything. That doesn't bother her. That doesn't bother her. So
Varen?
that would be Varen.
Varen, are you there?
Oh, yeah, my mic was off.
Ah. So I really want to hear this from Varen. I am dying to hear. So, anybody got a story about Calamar? Want to tell me?
The Ashers look at each other. Look at you. And they laugh.
Oh, that must be a really funny story. Somebody tell me.
Actually, you got Raymond to tell the story. Alright, babe, so, you think you, Calamar's first flame?
Well, of course I am. She looks at him like confused.
How are you? I keep an eye on your man. Not just from the girls either.
Why do you say that? She really, like, her face is really distraught.
Alright, it was like a month or two before we met you, alright? Now, we're in the middle of this, this dungeon, Little Ramos Keep, you know, really, Face's place was to get past all the, spiders and cockatrices and other nasty monsters. One of them was a vampire. All the fangs and stuff. He fought the vampire. He fought the vampire. Boss killed it. Woohoo! At that point, the boss had to zip away for a bit. Visiting upper planes. However, Calamar's been, a vampire. But,
Oh
Calamar's fine now. But before he left, he locked lips with the boss.
Oh my goodness! You mean you had to fight him? Oh no! Do you get along now?
Bear just takes his hat and covers his face.
And Trana's...
The boss turned Calamar down for, reasons. I believe the quote was, "Now's not the time."
She looks at Dean and she's like, okay? And looks at Varen, looks at Dean.
Yeah, or at least inside, oh yeah, that's right. You draw kind of like that anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's Calamar's turn.
Okay. Next up is Asher and company.
Alright, so Asher is walks up to the bar and asks the lady, just could you could you tell me where my room is, or do I just pick?
She goes, yeah, you can pick.
Okay,
You only paid for a single bed, though.
yeah, that's fine. If anybody else needs to stay with me, I'll only need one. But anyway, so is there already bathwater in there, or will you be bringing that?
Oh, sure. Just a second. Let me turn on this voice changer here, so it doesn't sound weird. Come on, clownfish.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, yes, let me get that bathwater set up for you. In one of the single rooms here. Let's see. Oh, there we are. Let's see. Bathtub. Bath. Bath. Boiling water, making a bath.
Thank you. Hey, also, I left my change of clothes on my mule, and I can't. Is there could I borrow a dress or something? I could pay you, but while my laundry's being done.
Oh, I've got a robe set aside just for your bath. Mm-hmm.
Perfect, thank you.
A bathrobe.
That'll be lovely. I'm sure everyone will really enjoy when I trips around the city in it.
Ah, here we are. Your bath is ready. Yes. In
Appreciate
the,
it. Thank you.
First room past the latrines.
Okay, thank you. And so Asher turns away, and she had heard these guys talking about having fun, and isn't sure she wants to figure out what that's about. So she's gonna kind of like make her way through the
Through
room.
that door there.
Okay.
Just beyond those latrines.
But as she passes this guy, is this the one that they were talking about being an indentured cleric?
Yeah,
the one on.
Yeah.
Okay. And she kind of looks at him and tries to gauge his expression, if he looks like he's one of the guys or like he's not too happy to be there.
He's definitely not too happy to be there. Like, he's sort of looking down at his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems kind of tired, actually.
So Asher kind of stops, and she's like, I mean, I've got a bath to get to, but just, you know, I can't help but be curious. How'd you get indentured? That sounds like not great.
He gets a smile on his face, turns around and faces you, and he says,
Well, you see, well, I sort of pass judgment on someone that's against my religion, but is not illegal here, and well, I attacked a man, and he pressed charges, and now I owe 2 years to the authorities here. So.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yes. See, in my religion, taxes are, well, they're wrong, and I saw him taxing a farmer, and I tried to step in, and I said, oh, well, I'll pay his taxes, and the taxman was like, no, the farmer has to pay, and then, well, I hit him, and,
Sure.
yeah, that's, public servant of the
Mom.
king, so...
You gave me some cat repellent. Cat repellent.
King Landric was none too amused
No,
by
it's
the
not
fact
the
that
school
I
they don't like.
beat up one of his tax collectors.
The sound.
Yeah, I imagine not. Oh, they wouldn't even let you pay the guy's taxes?
Nope.
That's harsh, man.
Yeah, he was a bit of an asshole.
And I guess you can't pay your way out of this either. They're gonna make you do the time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it's, well, to be honest, King Landric, he's not really interested in money. He's just interested in the principle of the law. That's it. So everyone has to pay their own taxes, and I've got to, you know, do my time, even though I could just buy my way out of it.
Man, I feel for you, man. And Asher asked, like, well, don't know your religion. Like, do you drink? I'd buy you a beer or something just to feel for you.
The sergeant speaks up and says, no beer for you before our shift. Right, boys?
Oh.
Aye!
All right.
And they're all
I
drinking beer.
I asked the guy, I'm like, yeah, just so I know, can I get your name?
Oh, yeah, my name's, let me see here, 1 second, it'll come to me. Come on. There we go. Whoops. My name is, well, it's, Aston Bros. Yes. Aston Bros. That's my family name. And, my first name is, Jim. Jim Aston Bros. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Jim. And give me just a second. I'm checking something. And so, Asher is not usually in the way of charity, but this, like, the idea of being, captured and basically enslaved doesn't sit well with her. So she, kind of reaches into her pouch and cups something in the palm of her hand, and she reaches out to give Jim a handshake, and she leans close, and she's like, "Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you, Jim." And she says real low, like, "I don't know what your future holds in store, but just in case you get tired of this." And does he shake her hand?
Yeah, he reaches out to take her hand.
All right. So in her palm, she attempts to slip him a vial of cat stink.
Oh. Roll pickpockets.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't in the chat. There it is.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, he's able to palm it.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you and nods. And then he just turns back around.
All right. And then Asher's going to continue down the hallway. And that's going to be her movement. Oh, wait, I get double. Sorry. Is this the way to the room?
It is this one right here.
Is that, I don't think I saw it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
There's a bath right there in the corner for you.
All right. Would starting the bath be an action? Do I need to wait until the next thing, or just go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. It doesn't take long to disrobe.
All right. So Asher does that and gets in the tub.
Okay. Whoops. Okay, next up is Gromnar.
So, I think that Gromnar is going to fall victim to some of his ogre tendencies. He's gonna kind of motion for the folks that are passing him by, the ones that you were so kind to drop tokens for, and he's gonna say the one in the front that looks to be in the lead, Gromnar a great warrior, but Gromnar get hurt a lot, and Gromnar need metal skin. You know where Gromnar find metal skin?
Me? What?
You.
Oh, you should try Farmer's Armors.
And where Gromnar find this place?
East of here in the arcade. You should probably be able to hear him pinging away at armor or something.
And Gromnar know what east means. Where
Oh, east is it's that. Oops, it's the direction the sun comes up, in that direction.
I mean, I personally know where east is, but you know. And what man's name again?
His name is Farmer. I think.
Farmer, like grow crops.
Yep, like grow crops.
Thank you. And Gromnar will just walk. Well, not walk away, but jog away, and hopefully I have not gone too. If it means anything, Gromnar has no modifiers at all for charisma.
Oh. Okay. Come on, there we go.
Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Still here.
Okay, I was just wondering.
But that's as far as Gromnar would have been able to go at a job.
Okay. Okay, end of round. First up is Velcane and Company.
Okay, Gravo is just gonna make his way to the tavern. Okay, that's all of his movement.